Okay, so a quick fill-in. My computer still is not working. I have the GoFundMe up because I can't even think about it. I just got it for the show, and it hurts too much. So I'm just going to put the GoFundMe up because I know we've all been there with something that, like, I can't even think about it. That hurts too much. And especially because it was something, it's not like something I was like, ooh, I was more getting it for y'all. So, like, it's a real disappointment, especially when you're like, I have a million things to deal with right now. So it's just, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to do 80,000 videos. And also, I've been looking for work. In case anybody was wondering, there were no jobs in California. So that's also part of why I moved here. So hopefully I'll be able to find something else before I go into real estate, because real estate, until you make your first sale, you don't get any money. So just so that everybody knows what's going on, because I was freaked out about that yesterday. But yeah, y'all about to get a whole lot more show. So this is a comic turned TV show, and we open in the 60s with some scientists talking about the end of the world could come from fungus because fungus can control our minds but still keep us alive. This guy comes downstairs giving daddy energy. Pedro Pascal, it is your season, and you are the reason. He's turning 36. I wonder how old Pedro actually is. How old is Pedro Pascal? Oh, he's 50 playing 36. That gives me hope. So we see her go upstairs before they leave for school to get some money for his present because it's his birthday. But he gonna have to work a double, so won't be home until 9. Lil Heifer, why you got a switchblade? We got a normal day at school. She takes the bus home. Is this Thandie Newton's daughter? Because I know she got an acting little heifer. Westworld season 1 was so good. And then that show, I mean, ooh, it just turned into a feces. So she's going to a watch store to pawn a watch, I guess, for the pappy present. Oh, she ain't pawning it, she fixing it. Girl, but a woman come up and it's like, child, we got to close right now. Toodaloo toots. So after she gets her gift, she goes to the neighbor's house they was talking to this morning, elderly couple, and she's doing homework, making cookies. We got an older lady looking out for an even older person. And so it's like a retirement apartment village, and she's doing her homework there. Okay, we see the old woman start twitching behind her in the wheelchair. So she says her pappy gonna be home soon, even though he isn't, and heads on to the he's. But the old woman sitting there looking normal again, but the dog knows something up, and the little girl see the dog acting funky when she leave. Girl, she get out the house, jets is flying, and then we're hearing that there's some violent attacks, blaming it on a new street drug while she's at home on the news, and Dad gets home at 10. So she give him the watch. And so they settle in to watch a horror movie. But then he gets a call. In the late of night. It's his friend and says somebody went crazy and I stopped a bar fight. Now I'm in jail, so bail me out or I'll be in all weekend. And he's like, okay. So he lead the daughter to go. However, the daughter wake up and hear commotion outside and go looking for the pappy. But just like Sherry Shepherd, he's not there. He's just not there. Sherry really said, I'm just going to have this baby and have an affair. How awful. I just don't know if that's who I would choose for my affair partner. And she thinks her reputation is sanctified. Okay, huzzy, this was you 2 minutes ago. New leaf my ass. Same leaf, same rooted tree. Girl, the dog next door begging to get in. The TV saying, stay indoors. Of course, her dumb ass go out of doors instead of bringing the dog in. Oh, she trying to bring the dog across the street and he don't want to go. Girl, she get in the house and see the old man done got attacked and he's like, help me. Shit, tell her where the danger is. Child, we see the old woman done got to him. Run, little heifer. Run, little heifer. Run. Look. You better run, little heifer. Her pappy pull up and tell her to get in the truck. She charge him, and the guy and daddy gotta put her down quick. The daughter's like, you killed her. The dad's like, yeah, it's not just the Adlers, people going crazy. So all three of them, because the daddy friend there too, pile in the truck. They get on the road and it's pandemonium. The highway is flooded. They trying to drive across just grass. The army's set up. So they're driving around. They end up stuck in this town, and then a plane crashes. So they get out the car, but she got a fucked up ankle. They got to get out of the car. And of course, the girl and the pappy get separated from Uncle Tommy. They run and end up running from the zombies and running to a soldier. And they're like, look, we ain't sick. That guy you just shot was, but we ain't. The soldier gets orders to kill them. He shoots at him with the daughter in his arms, and they tumble down the hill. Oh, but the daughter's wound is fatal. 20 years later, Boston is a walled city, and we see this kid stumbling out. I think he might be a zombie. I don't know. Oh, so they bring him in and they test him, and we see something's glowing red, so it looks like they're going to have to put him down. Girl, they said, we going to get you your favorite food and some toys right after we give you some medicine. They ain't shit. But shout out to this actress, because you can read all in her face, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this to this kid. This is so unfair. But he gonna turn on us. Facial emotion in acting is such a gift, such skill. She has it in spades. I'm looking forward to seeing more from her. She holding his hand. Aww. And now we over at a body pit where they throwing stuff in to cremate him, and you see his little sneakers, and it's hard. Thank God this is a movie, because that was hard. Them little sneakers got me. And so we see life in the walled city of Boston. Everything's running on ration cards. Shoelaces, $1. Life is grim. And honestly, I get it. I wouldn't want to live without Amazon. It's just hard for me to think that people would be in Boston, cold-ass Boston. That's making more problems for yourself. That's when you go to California, where you could just be outside for free, where you ain't got to worry about air conditioning because it ain't too hot, it ain't too cold. You be in that central, you be in that Bay Area, keeping it cute. That's exactly where you go. Or I would even say maybe South Cackalack, where you could be outside. Why the fuck are we in Boston? Why are we dealing with winter in the apocalypse? People gonna be cold and musty. Get in the ocean and wash that ass, because the water stay warm. That's what we need. Warm ocean waters and clean asses. That's how we got the fungi. Girl, we got public executions. How is that helping anything? A public execute you. One, don't you need all the people you got? Girl, boom. So we see Pedro going over to talk to this guard. Looks like there's a bribe or something going on. So he's buying Oxy from him, or Hydro. He, however, wants a vehicle. But for what? Where are you going? Okay, now, over in a different area, we have Tess, who looks beat up, and Robert. He wants her to forget something that happened, and he's concerned that she won't, although he seems to have the upper hand right now. So she asks him, so are we good, child? The wall got a hole blown in it. People was looking for her. So we hear this announcement. All citizens must clear the area immediately. There's sirens, and she get to run. Okay, so now she sees somebody on top of a building shooting at police saying, "Free Boston." So they think she a firefly. She's like, "I'm not a firefly." I don't know, heifer. Oh, God. And now we have, what is their name? They played the Marmont heifer from Game of Thrones, the one from the north. Now they over here. They got Veronica locked up. That's the character they playing's name. And somebody go to check to make sure Veronica ain't turning into one of them things. And so still mentally competent, but she got a lot of attitude. Let me out or you're gonna pay. One of those. Pluck. A lot of pluck. Over with Pedro, he talking to a radio operator and asking, is there any chance you missed a call? So he wants to go to Wyoming to where this thing is. Oh, it's Tommy he's going after. I see. He ain't heard from his friend in a day, and he got to check on that good bus. I ain't missing my bus. So Pedro gets home, and we see him get out his secret map because he's going to go for whatever that friend's name is. So we see this girl come into the apartment while he's asleep, and she hugs him and makes some coffee, and it's the heifer that survived the explosive that said, I'm not a firefly. So now we're introduced to Veronica, played by the they-them actor that was on Game of Thrones. They played Lady Marmont from the North, young one that wouldn't take no mess. That pluck is back with the same energy as Veronica. And Veronica has something in her blood that's going to end this plague, according to the prophecy. So there's a prophecy. I don't know how y'all came up with a prophecy in 20 years, but okay. She wants to be let out, though. They holding her against her will, the fireflies. We see Pedro cut the line in the radio room because he needs to see if he got a message from his friend, and he ain't. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to go look for him myself. And that's why he needed the battery and the truck. So while he's making his plans to go where he needs to go, his friend, that heifer who had gotten beat up earlier, comes in the apartment, kisses him while he's asleep, and makes herself a drink. He wakes up and sees her and is like, what happened? And she tells him, and she's like, but we can get the jump on them. It's fine. It's fine. But that guy's scared of you. So if we want to get the jump, you got to take a beat, take a breath, and we'll get him quiet. Over with the fireflies, the boss, Marlene, is getting questions from one of her underlings. And she's like, well, look, we're attacking Phaedra over here so that Phaedra won't be where we are because we're about to bust this little heifer out tonight. That's the key to the kingdom. Since you need to know everything so damn bad. So Pedro and the heifer have found out where he's hidden the battery, and they go to get the jump on him. Over with Veronica, Marlene comes in and gives her bag back she really wanted. Marlene tells her, I put you in the federal school for orphans to keep you safe, but now you are, and we got to take you west. So Marlene tells her that she the answer, and she like, oh crap. But they don't let us, the audience, know, but we know. But Marlene tells her to keep that under her tooth. Meanwhile, downstairs in the same building, we see Pedro and the heifer shimmying on in, only to find the battery unusable and the people they was going to fight dead. Marlene and the little heifer come out the other room, and they like, oh, I guess the Phaedra going to be here soon because there was a lot of gunfire. So now we need you two to take the little heifer to the rendezvous point with the other fireflies because we got to stay here and hold down the fort. And so she going to go with them. But then they get caught by some people, the same guy he was dealing drugs with earlier, and they ended up just killing him and fleeing the camp. And that was the first half or so. It was good. Hour and a half, though. It gave movie of the week.